What's up, YouTube? Shane Fleming here, and I'm back with the album review for Blackout's Under the Influence Take 1, also known as Blackout Under the Influence Take 1 Remastered Edition. I just want to give a little foreword about Blackout and who he is exactly. Some of you know him from his solo album, Dream World, which came out in about 1997, 1996. I'm not really sure the exact year, but it was early on. And he also produced many other albums, such as Lil Waco, Play a Posse, Snub Nose. If you ever heard Snub Nose, Maze Row Cartel, basically Snub Nose. They had their tape called Maze Row Cartel. There's also the Off Safety album, which is a really good album too. It's like a 7-track like tape or album. And Blackout, for you guys who also know, if you've ever watched listened to the album Lil Terror, It's Whatever, Blackout is his brother. Lil Terror, also now known as Terror, OG Terror, and Blackout are brothers. So Blackout is a producer and a rapper, super producer now. He's produced some mainstream tracks as well, and they're brothers pretty much. Also, who also comes up on this album, who's in Snub Nose, is Juice. He is their cousin as well, which is something some people probably do not know, but they are all related. The whole Snub Nose family and the whole Play a Posse family. There's a little bit of connection there. It's not just their friends, but they're more than brothers. Especially the Blackout and Terror collab. I mean, it's a beautiful connection what they have. They put together some psycho sounds by Blackout, and then you get Terror rapping on top of there with his harsh lyrics back in the 90s, especially Under the Influence and It's Whatever. He just ripped the whole time. And I'm still wondering, like, why is it whatever? I mean, I tried asking that, and Terror never gave me a straight response. He just said, and then you're forgetting it's been whatever, which is coming up soon, obviously. But anyway, Blackout's Under the Influence Take 1, produced by Blackout with them psycho sounds, obviously. And there are several features on here. I'm just going to read off the whole list of them. For some of you who probably heard them. You have First Degree, which is a group, spin off of Play a Posse and Snub Nose, which has Sniper, Cartier Hugo, and someone else. I don't know who it is. Then you have Lil E on the album, Dwight Payne, Blackout, obviously, Terror, who is his brother, Juice from Snub Nose, who is his cousin, Big Eli from Snub Nose, HAV OZ from Snub Nose, Play a Fly. A lot of you should probably know who Play a Fly is by now. Obviously, Nobody Needs Nobody. California, Bird, Peanut, Gangsta Black, Mr. Out the Frame with Terror, Mac J, CJ, Quay Quay, Big O, Lil Gain, Karen Mays, who is actually Blackout and Terror's mother. Now, that's actually surprised me. I mean, you can hear her singing on the song. I love it. And Karen Mays, yeah, that's her mom. It's probably about where the name Maze Road comes from. She's really good at singing. I never even figured that out. I just thought, wow, who's this lady singing? I found out Karen Mays. Oh, that's her mom. Okay, that's pretty cool. But anyway, on to with the tracks. You have the first track is called On the Map. It's like a beginning intro track. There's no official intro where they're just talking. It's just they go right to it. They cut right to the chase with the song that puts you in the deep trance. It's a bit reminiscent of Blackout's Dream World album, which came out probably I would think like 95, 96. And Terror comes in hard. Everybody has a hard verse. It's just kind of like a quiet song starting out. Yeah, Terror starts off the song, and it's just a little spooky. Like I said, reminiscent of Dream World. And you have a song called Out of Sight, which I still don't really get the point of. I think I know they say, if you can't see with your naked eye, then you must be too high. That's like the main hook for the song, which puts it together. Okay, well, maybe you just can't see. But it's mainly a chill song, pretty soft. And just seems like it kind of seems like they're waking up in the morning, just wake and bake, as they say. A little nuts, but it's a pretty smooth duet of Blackout and California, and Blackout put it together really nicely. I mean, mixing together Southern with California, who's probably obviously from the West Coast. Now, yeah, some of these Southern rappers have collabed with some West Coast rappers, but here's Blackout finally putting that together, which I really like that track. Pretty nice and chill. Then third, you have the song Ride, which you probably heard which is also, it's actually also on the Club Friendly EP by Play a Fly and Blackout. You're gonna hear that on there, the song Ride. It actually samples, and this is what the Cool 1843 was asking about. Where did that sample come from in Snub Nose? And I found out that sample, wood grain, steering wheels, fresh candy paint, that's a sample from the song Glitter Boys off the Snub Nose Off Safety tape. It's a pretty cool sample. But it's just basically a song. It's just they're smoking out, riding, sipping on some yak, just chilling in the woods. We'll just drive around Memphis, Tennessee as well. They're just talking about how they're going to try to make a come up. Then it transitions when you hear tires screeching, and then it's like I'm riding from HAV, and then it's just a hard track called Bump to This. Everybody came with hard verses on this track, and I was surprised. Play a Fly just like cut it down. He was flowing like nobody has ever heard before. I even never heard before. Play a Fly was usually pretty chill in his songs, but this one he just ripped. He just ripped this thing up and just went hard. Like I don't even know what flow he had, but it was just an insane flow. I was impressed. And then basically, then you had then you had Peanut on there. Now Peanut from Stumble, I think I forgot to mention him in the no I didn't. Peanut, who's in the Stumhost family, basically he was 12 years old at the time. He came with some serious lyrics. Tell me of any other 12-year-old rapper who rapped like him on this whole album. He just ripped it up. Little Peanut, 12 years old. I thank the Lord. He said, at the age of 12, I thank the Lord to see another day, nigga. I'm a bump to this. Give him something guaranteed to make him bump for this. And then, man, it's just all crazy. Then you had Terror come on, talking about how he's a wild child. How he's something with no love. I don't even know what he said. Like, there are no lyrics in this album, but Terror probably at the time, he just came through. And he just ripped it up. And he made a reference to his first album by saying, it's whatever. I mean, it's always been whatever in his opinion, but why? I want to know, why is it whatever? Why will it always be whatever in his mind? Like, what happened to him at a young age that really made him pissed off? I mean, growing up in BBB, Binghamton, Memphis, Tennessee. Somebody please tell me why, because I'm trying to find out why. But, as usually made a reference to his album and talking about how it's whatever, but then he said it's coming through like a wrecking ball, thugs and all. I think that was a pretty cool verse because he just like ripped it, saying he's gonna come through because he's Terror. He's gonna take it all. Then you got your song called Heart. You got to put your heart and soul to it, which I think is really sums up the album of how Blackout put together this album back in '98. He put his heart and soul into every lyric, every verse, every rhyme, every bar, every instrument played. Because for you guys who don't know, Blackout punched this album straight from the keys on a synthesizer keyboard. There's no samples. Okay, the samples Stump, but there's no like outside samples. He kept everything within his own MPC drumming, his own keyboard playing. Everything was made from scratch. Find an album like this that compares to the time or today, where it still has playability, that you can still play and never gets old. Because honestly, this album never gets old. But anyway, heart and soul. You got to put your heart and soul to whatever we do. It's very inspirational for me because some days I just want to straight give up on what I'm doing and not care. But him, you really have to put your heart and soul into what you do. It's very inspirational. There's no running away from your problems. You just have to face them all. And that really clicks to me because I need to start, because I'm trying to make some moves and I'm trying to do what I can to get through college. It's hard, but you gotta put your heart and soul into everything you do. I mean, as the hook goes, I put my heart and soul in it. Don't want to end up in the streets with a hole in it. Then Lily talks about how he's all caught up in anger. And I mean, this just talks about the theme of this album of being caught up. Now, being caught up, it seems like it's a recurring theme in this album. Now, caught up, I believe it means getting in trouble or getting caught up with the law, whatever, caught up in the moment. So many different themes have come up with this, but this song's very inspirational, though. And Blackout then, at the end, talks about how these laws ain't justice, and how that kind of reminds me of an album that come later on from Play of Flies, The Game O' Me and the song Send For Me. He talked about how these laws ain't justice and all, and how, also how you need to look for opportunity. He says, if you look real close, opportunity is staring you right in the face. Now, that's my line that I always quote because then I think, okay, well, maybe I'm just not like open my eyes far enough to this world to find out, maybe somebody out here can help me. Maybe then they want to help, then I can help them in some way. Just think about that. It's just a very inspirational line. So a great song. Then you have the song Unfinished Business, which, and from DeCool and 843, he sampled this album a while ago. Mr. Chandler, now as he's known, he said this is a very eerie and scary track. It'll scare the living mess out of you. Now, I'm being honest. Now, I agree with that. This song is just very creepy. It will get you spooked, which comes later in the album, but I got you spooked. Snubnose Fly Posse line. Famous one, I guess, but, man, this song is creepy. It's very scary, but don't listen to the song in the dark room in the middle of the woods unless you got balls, but hey, it is what it is. it's Blackout. It's like, but the song begins out really, really soft, and then you think, okay, unfinished business. So what? And then you hear Terry suddenly coming on, like yelling, "Attention on me! Welcome to the Terror Dome." He just destroyed this track. Like, there's no one else won this track. It was just Terror. He just took it over. Just took it over. Like, it should have been a Terror. This was a Terror solo basically. Except Blackout came in for a few seconds in the middle, but it's along with the Terror solo. He should have released this as a single, for all I feel, because this was just a great track from Terror. Then you have this song called Under the Influence, which is just a repetitive beat that Blackout put in the middle as an interlude. It's just an interlude. It's a soft beat playing to transition to the other half. Now, what I don't know is, was this put in the middle of the tape, way back when they had tapes back in '98, to signal that they go to side B? That's the side A ending. Because then next, you have the song Neck of the Woods, which is an HAV solo. Something I like about Snubnose is when HAV has a song, whether it's this one or AI, he never disappoints. He always tears up and speaks the truth in some way, shape, or form, or talks about social and political issues or issues of his own. Like he mentioned how he has a picture full of bad luck, and he said, "Fuck this shit, time to get my ass up and polish up my way of living." It was over. He likes to really keep it real in all of his solos. Like, he just talks about how you have to better yourself, or how you gotta, or what's going on in this world. And then also talked about his life, about how in elementary school he never paid attention in school. He was always writing rhymes on the back of his chapter test. He was just always rapping. Never paid attention to school. He was a fool back in high school, giving a fuck, like T-Rock said on as a youngster. Shout out to T-Rock, by the way, ACL. But he just keeps it real, talking about his life issues or about what's going on, trying to find ways to better people, better yourself. Then you have a song called Mail, which is about they're going to get that mail. I think we all know what they're talking about. They're not talking about getting electronics, because no, not back then. They're talking about that mail and they getting some money. It's time to make some ends. It's time to get some quick cash. Late nights I creep with a Mac 10. Gotta get away. Gotta make a bitch come on down. It's time to get some fucking ends. But that's not the same song. That's from It's Whatever. But they're basically talking about that's time to make some ends and some quick cash. Then you have the song Melody by Juice. Melody by Whole Snubnose. Which Juice just came hard. He just came hard. It actually was basically a Juice solo. Like, he just ripped it. He had some really good bars. But this is basically, this is actually a Juice Snubnose cover of Eric B. and Rakim's Melody. You can easily find it on YouTube, because it samples the same beat, that, whistle playing in the background, and then that synth by Blackout. So, okay, I was wrong about Blackout didn't really sample. He did replay this one song by Eric B. and Rakim, but they basically just made it their own. I'm sure they paid homage to them at some point, or somewhere, and they got the rights. But it's a good mix of East Coast meets Southern rap, Southern dirty South rap, North Mississippi, Memphis, Tennessee. But they really didn't disappoint. Then you have a song Caught Up, where you hear a gong playing in the background, and then the synth by Blackout. And this song is about staying out of trouble and making a come up in the world, trying to make it big, trying to blow up, trying to make some money, trying to better yourself again. Talking about staying out of trouble, not getting caught up. It starts up by, here I go again, trying to make it up out of hole. They're just trying to make it up out of poverty and get out of the struggle. Trying to get out of these ghetto sticks, as they talk about always, which is probably North Mississippi, but hey, I have family there too. Trying to make it up out of the hole. Wanting to make it better in this world. And Blackout just really made this. This is another inspirational track from Blackout, which is why I like his music. He's very versatile, has different sounds, horrorcore, hip-hop, crunk, buck, and inspirational rap and gospel rap sometimes too. But he's just talking about how he wants to make it far in this world, and how he just wants to it's uplifting. And this song is really, like I said, it's very inspirational. The background singing is very, very legendary. I really like it. It's just absolutely flawless song. And he's just talking about you gotta just stay out of trouble, like I said. And in the end of the song, it makes a transition to the song Live or Die, because you can hear him talking in the background, and then they start introducing some of the rappers on there. It's like First Degree, South Coast, Jap, Sniper, Fader. I believe that's who Degree is. Degree, that's D''Gree, or First Degree, rather. And then the song Live or Die just keeps it real. It's pretty much reminiscent of the song Trust by Snubnose. in a way where they're just talking about how you got to be careful who you trust. You just got to stay out of the streets. And then it just goes silent for a second, and the chorus goes, "Will I live? Will I die? Lord, tell me I don't want to see the tears in my mama eyes. Will I live? Will I die? Hear the devil in one ear and the angel on the other side." This is honestly one of my favorite songs because it is very deep. It's quite a change from what Blackout's been dropping on this album of upbeat, happy type of music. But this is when he starts dropping down into the dark side of Blackout. You go deep into the darkness of Blackout's mind in the dream world. But this is a hard track, and it's real for you busters as they say. Y'all won't feel this track. This song is real, okay? Now, and this is just yeah, it's basically the whole degree. They don't disappoint as usual. Like it all starts out like, "Can I live with all the stress around me?" But everybody's trying to down me. It's just you're just talking about how can I make it up with these people trying to drag me down? Yes, you can. He's just talking about how, and I mean I listen to this track with my Skull Candy earbuds, and I keep hearing new things every time I listen to it. Like I could hear like voices whispering in the background, like when he says, "When I feel I'm talking, I feel somebody's listening. When I'm walking, I feel somebody's watching." It's a really spooky song, but at the same time, it's keeping it real. And then you have the first line, and then the second verse is Cartier Hugo. For you guys who know, he released 3000 shit with Blackout to produce the track again. In about 2009, he also released the song Shake I See Ya, which is re-released as well on SoundCloud. It's a great song. But yeah, Cartier Hugo is pretty good. I mean, he comes with some really crazy verses, but talking about how he's just how happy days have him stressed because he never gets a happy day. About how 9 times out of 10 it's the one you love who will turn on your back. Now, I think he just kept it real as usual. Sniper and all of them. I mean, Sniper, the next rapper after him, he began talking about live or die. What you gonna do? What you gonna do? And then he starts talking, and then Cargill says, "Close your eyes, put your hands together." It gets a little quiet. And he's like, "Fear not those things which you are about to suffer. Behold, the devil is about to cast some of you into prison, so that you may be tried, and will have we'll have tribulation on for 10 days, and be faithful unto death." Now, that was roughly translated. That is Revelations 2:10 from the Bible, which talks about how basically you're going to suffer, but you will rise above. That's how I interpreted it. Talking about how it's all going to be okay in the end. You just have to keep on. Which is pretty strong for me too. I mean, I say that every time. I mean, I think about that every time when something wrong happens to me or when something scary is about to happen. I just start thinking about that verse and think about the song as well. But I really like how they incorporated that passage from the Bible to show it's good. There are dark times ahead, but it's going to get better. The sun will come out eventually. Because for anybody who's saying that they're devil worshippers or whatever, don't believe in God, even 3-6, well, 3-6 is a different rap group, but it just shows that they believe in God and that they are faithful to the Lord. Anyway, the next song is Spooked, which at the end of Live or Die, you hear a gun click, which is pretty scary. I'm like, okay. So there's a gun click, and then you hear pop, 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 gun shooting off. And then, like I was saying, what you gonna do? This song is once again reminiscent of Dream World. It's a very, very creepy song, talking about I got you spooked. You guys will hear that quite a bit if you listen to some newer Terror song, or listen to Terror Unreleased, the song No Sleep. He brings back up I Got You Spooked, because that's a Snubbers classic right there, honestly. I got you spooked. No matter where you try to run and hide, just remember, I got you spooked. Like, I mean, you say it to anybody who knows Snub Nose, they'll know what you're talking about, especially me. It's like, I got you spooked. I know what you're talking about. I really want to take one by Blackout. And Terror just comes in hard as usual. I mean, there's no stopping Terror. He's a wrecking ball coming through like thugs and all. Like, that's all I have to say about Terror. He's Mr. Out the Frame. He's Mr. It's Whatever. Because with Terror, it's whatever. That's just what it is. There's nothing less, nothing more. It's whatever with Terror. And then there's a song called It's On. Now, this song is a little creepy. It's a little weird. Like, you can hear like a weird synthesizer that's like humming. It's like Blackout came in a little strange to the song, but I love it still. I mean, It's On. It's like a really, really weird humming, but yet Basically, the "It's on once again, it's on once again, it's on once again, it's on once again, it's on." That comes from Maze Road Cartel. Once again, it's on. They're basically referencing that old sample there from Once Again It's On. Ain't no nigga like a snub nose nigga, 'cause the rest of y'all niggas ain't shit. Like that's the song Once Again It's On from Maze Road Cartel. It's a pretty catchy song, very catchy and smooth as usual, but a little creepy as usual. Because Blackout was creepy back then. He was on that dark stuff. Now that people are saying, "Oh yeah, Blackout's on the happy stuff again," but it's like, okay. I mean, I wish Blackout would go back to dropping horrorcore and his old stuff, but we'll lead up to the new generation for the most part. Then it comes in a song after it's on. It's called "Love It." This is a nice like track, which is something you can play, sit back and sip some yak, probably light a nice cigar and just like chill and smoke out to it. Some just chill. I mean, this song is like really soft. It's just about it brings the whole reference of Memphis, the whole Memphis saying "love to hate me, motivate me." Where okay, you hate on me, I don't care. It's whatever, as Tara says. It's just gonna all the hate's only gonna motivate me to do better than you. I mean, that goes with anything, not just rap, just everything in this world. Just don't let these people bring you down. Keep on and move on, which is what Blackout then said. Gotta keep on. And then on the singing on this track, then you have Karen Mays, who is Blackout and Tara's mother. She comes in singing the hook. And I cannot stop this feeling, and I can't stop this feeling, 'cause it feels so good. I love it when you hate me, and I love it when you hate me. Everybody came in with some good verse, especially Tara. Now, you probably think, oh, Tara's going to come in and just rip this track up. Nah. He came in really soft. I don't want to say soft. He came in pretty smooth with his modern style, where he was where now he's a little more refined. He's just grooving along with the verse. He just came with a really smooth verse and just talked about how you gotta keep on moving on. Like I said, standing still ain't gonna pay no bills. Gotta make a move. And I said you gotta make a move. And talking about you kids can't be lazy. You gotta make moves in this world. Like okay, I mean there's a song on Undertones Take Two called "Making Moves," but there it is. You can't. You gotta keep on moving on if you want to make. You're saying something out of yourself in this world. You got to stay on the grind. But that's really that. That's a song. Love it. Then you have a song called "Crooked Letter," which is a snub nose outro track. Now, Crooked Letter. So for you guys who don't know, Crooked Letter. That's the letter S. It's funny because also my name is Shane, starts with an S. But the Crooked Letter talking about M-I, crooked letter I, crooked letter I, humpback I. Tell you no lie, snub nose niggas don't die. Now, for you guys who put that together, humpbacks are letter P. They're spelling out Mississippi, which is where snub nose was founded. Northern Mississippi, and I believe Senatobia or Coldwater. I don't know which town, but they're northern Mississippi near Memphis, in the county line, in the state line, in the Shelby County, where Memphis, Tennessee is located. And this is just a really cool track. It's a snub nose outro. Snub nose never disappoints on the outros for Blackout. Just came hard. And then basically it's just a good way to close out the Inner Influence Take One album. Which then you can hear like that clicking you heard at the beginning, like that weird like a reel. Oh yeah, I think that's just something like a movie projector. Now that I think about it, that's actually a movie projector like clicking, because it's like, okay, Under the Influence, take one. And you like click that thing to show, okay, it's the start of a movie. Because basically the sum of Under the Influence Take One is basically a movie in a way, but it's a lyrical movie. Done with voice, or spoken word rather. Because how I feel Blackout put this together back in the 90s is he wanted to make this lyrical to describe what's going on in this world. What are we doing with our lives? And you have to make moves to make a come up. That's all what Snub was really wanting to convey. And my theory my guess on what under the influence is supposed to mean is not because that they're under the influence of marijuana, drugs, or alcohol, but they're under the influence of modern day society. Which in a part shows that they were ahead of their time and talking about, okay, the system has us oppressed. The system has us wanting to be like this and that. It wants to act like we're gangsters when really we're not the gangsters or thugs. We're black males who are making a come up in this world, trying to better ourselves and others around us. That they are under the influence of society in which they cannot do what they want to do to make themselves better or better other people around them. That they want to keep them down so they can't rise up because it's scary. 90s. And this was before 2001 when 9/11 happened. Everything changed. The economy took a dip, and lots of tragic events happened. But This is 1998, and this album, the sounds way ahead of their time in '98, and I've come to have a real great appreciation for this album. Now, Under the Influence Take One, I have to honestly give it a 9 out of 10 because this album is just fantastic. Has a little flaws because it was remastered. This is a remastered edition. It came out in '98, but I would give it a straight 9 out of 10 because this is a great album right here. I love it a lot, and I think learn a lot of lessons from it if you really have an appreciation for the spoken word and arts and rap. And not just this is southern rap, and people told me, "Dang, Shane, I listen to some of the music you're talking about. It's very southern." Okay, it's very southern, but yeah, I like it. It's like a different sound than what you're hearing on the radio here and all over you. People who claim to be underground artists, talking this and that, talking about how they're going to change the game and change everything else around them, make their own style. Well, come check out Snubnose. They had their own style. They were ahead of their time. They still haven't really blown up. They've blown up in Mississippi, in the South, in the Holy Trinity of Memphis, of Tennessee, Arkansas, and Mississippi. But other than that, they still are what they are. But that's basically Under the Influence Take One, the album review. I'm Shane Fleming, and I thank you for watching.